Hi, good evening. Hello, viewers. I think you are all connecting your waves with me to view my channel for these sessions. And in the focus of listening, speaking, reading, and writing, your involvement of speaking in English might have much improved. And this is my live channel at where I want you to make use of small papers like this to speak English effectively. These are all the papers commonly available in shops. It is only 5 rupees. It costs only 5 rupees. But if you just get this paper, you can make your children to develop their involvement to speak in English very well. Because communicative English is much essential for focusing your involvement to be very much specially concentrated in letting your children to speak in English very well. You can all ask me one question. Is grammar essential for helping your children to speak in English very well? Of course, the functional grammar in English is very much important. Now, these are all the casual papers I just have collected from the shop for 5 rupees. And how do I make use of my language to be very much pleasantable and pleasable? Spontaneously, you can notice. And you can also let your children to speak like this in just buying all these papers from the shop that are all related to different titles of the register, which can be more helpful for the children to speak in English. First of all, the primary focus of your attention can be given to the parts of speech. I think there are only the 8 terms or in parts of speech that are noun, pronoun, verb. I think you are also saying with me. Come on, please join with me. Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. Very good. So, while you know all these things already, and already these are all the words we just have learnt it from our primary level. Defining about the noun, it tells about the name of a place, person, or a thing. Of course, we are supposed to give much significance for let the child to know about the basic functions of indicating the specification of every part of the speech in English, because that are very sensible to let a child to know about the significance of it, in which way can it link its importance in the sensible part of conveying its emotions. In it, noun is a name of a place, person, or thing. And if you want me to tell about the classified sections of the nouns in English, there are proper noun, common noun, collective noun, and abstract noun. Of course, what is a common noun? Girls, boys, ladies, gents, house, these are all the common noun. And what is a proper noun? Instead of the masculine gender, I can call one person to be Raman or Radha. So for feminine gender, and for neutral gender, it, this and that, because we can also have the specifications to be specially indicating one particular neutral gender that come under the section of indicating an animal too. Is it not? And what about the abstract noun? Abstract noun generally relate to the feelings. For it, I can show you this picture. This is only, that is, it comes under the title of emotions. You can buy from any stationery shop. See, this boy is happy, but this boy is so sad, and she is afraid of certain things that happens at a doorstep, and he is angry with certain things. This boy is highly worried of certain occasions, and the girl is getting bored with the usual schedule of the life. And what has happened to this boy? He is highly surprised to see an action at there. And see, this girl loves a pet so much, and he is highly excited. You can see the word excited. He is excited to feel fun with certain attitude of his emotion. And she is highly disappointed with her frustrated attitude. And you can see this child is so guilty on certain view, okay, and he is highly frustrated with his disappointment, and she feels highly shy to some of her view in her heart. And this child is unhappy to receive certain emotions from the external view. And you can see the child is so proud of receiving the welcome from somewhere. And he is so jealous of some other boys around him. And you can see he hates a person who is so near and dear to him. So these are only the emotions. Emotions can never be solidified, or it doesn't have any figuration. But it can be expressed only through the feelings, because there are more feelings hidden in our mind, and we express it through the sentences. These words are all called to be the abstract nouns. Okay, happy, sad, afraid, angry, worried, bored, and surprised, excited, or all the words that are related to the feelings. So we can call them to be the abstract nouns. And what is a verb in English? Verb is a word that denotes an action of a subject. Of course, these verbs alone determine the sensible focus of an action of a subject. I am speaking now, I am delivering a lecture, and you all listen now. Some of the students are all writing in their notebook, and some students are dancing at there. Are you listening to me? See these words. The words listen, writing, speaking, delivering, everything really relates to an action of a subject. Whatever the words that relate to an action of a subject is called as verbs in English. Only these words alone determine the tense of an event too. According to the tenses, we can vary the particular word to be, that is, suffixed with some other letter in English. Okay? And what do you mean by auxiliary verbs? Auxiliary verbs denote the time of an event. Of course, is, am, or, can, could, may, might, was, will, would, can, could, all come under the shelter of one particular focus to indicate the time of an event. And even for representing the number of the gender, it is always coming as the predecessor as well as a successor in a sentence. She is a girl. Is she a girl? You want to make use of an alternative sentence by making use of the auxiliary verb in English. So, she is a girl. She speaks well. If there is a particular sentence, she speaks well. Which is the main verb in a sentence? Speaks is the main verb in a sentence. Is it not? So, what are you supposed to do? You must make an alternative question by noticing the particular verb in English. So, does she speak in English? Immediately and spontaneously, you can make use of the alternative questions for deriving the answers to be yes or no in English. Okay? So, verb is a word that denotes an action of a subject. And the verbs are all classified into two parts. One is a main verb and another one is the auxiliary verb. And what about an adverb? An adverb tells more about the verb in a sentence. For example, if I want to describe about this boy is a very good boy and he speaks English very well. If I say he speaks English very well, this very well is an adverb. Okay. She writes clearly. So, she writes English clearly, I say. Clearly is an adverb because it tells more about the verb in a sentence. And what about an adjective? Adjective is any doctor gives an injection to you. Some injection is there in your body to say, is it not? The sudden feeling of emotion comes to your mind. Like that, whenever the particular words may be born out of especially that comparing your attitude or the characteristic of a noun to qualify a noun is called to be an adjective in English. I can say adjectives are attributive in nature and predicative in nature. If I say she has given me a brilliant idea. She is Rosie. She is a lovely girl. She has given me a brilliant idea. What is the adjective here? Brilliant idea. Brilliant is an adjective here. Suppose if I want to make use of the same adjective as a predicate of the sentence, our idea is brilliant, I can say. Our idea is brilliant. So the final part of the sentence is called to be the predicate, and you can call that to be the predicative adjective. And how about the preposition? Preposition is a word which is placed before a noun or a pronoun to strengthen its relationship with the remaining parts of the sentence. Okay, so how can you make use of the preposition in English? There are various prepositions in English. You can list out more preposition by reading one beautiful grammar book or an advanced English grammar book to map all the words in English. Ask your child to write more preposition in the paper and ask the particular child to construct a sentence on the particular word. Or even the grammar book may have very important sentence constructions with the word to be functionally utilized in a proper way. Suppose, what are all the prepositions? If you ask me to present, I am going to the market. See, now I want to describe about this boy's action. He is going to the market. To is the preposition. Where does he get letter from? He gets a letter from London. Okay. Who is writing letter to him? To. You can see the word to. And the pronoun is him. Who is writing letter to him? So to is a preposition. Him is a pronoun. And before the pronoun, it has been placed. Is it not? So preposition is a word which is placed before a pronoun or a noun to strengthen its relationship with the remaining parts of a subject. Okay, so we must know how to make use of the preposition from, across, to, in, at. There are various prepositions in English you should know to make use of. I want to meet you at the bus stop. Please come in. Okay, and where do you come from? If I ask the particular word from, to, in, at, these are all called to be the prepositions in English. Okay, then what is the next particular form of the parts of speech? That is conjunction and interjection. What is the conjunction in English? See, this particular map is also filled with more conjunctions in English. Listen, that is, Mr. Murthy is ill, so he is admitted in bed. Come quick or you will miss the bus. See the word or. The word is printed in red. You can see the difference in the sentence because the particular word is connecting to focus of the sensible information. I am watching her while she is studying. Is it so? And the coffee is very hot, yet she drinks it. Okay? So there are all the conjunctions like this. I will meet you and I will also speak with you. Okay? She is a very good girl because I know her already. Then alone I could judge her. Is it not? So there are connecting words in English that we make use of as conjunctions in English. Connectively, that has been used as the focusing the junction in English for connecting two sensible focus of information. And what do you mean by interjection? Because if there is a sudden feeling in you, you say, ha, ho, ha, ha, ho, ho, like that you say in English, that is called to be the sudden feeling of expression. How do you express it? It is a reflex action tune of your mind. Whenever there has been a beautiful chemistry in your mind, you can feel the sudden feeling of expression and automatically these words can be connected naturally to feel your expression so beautifully. Oh, are you very intelligent on this attitude? Because you are being surprised with an attitude of such a girl's brilliant idea in welcoming it. Oh, lovely. It's raining so beautifully. You say like that, ha ha, I just have got it. Ha 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 ha. I won it. Oh, I know about it already. So you are very good in differentiating the feel of your expression with your sudden emotional view to reflects action, the tune of your attitude. This is called to be the what? That is interjection in English. So like this, these parts of speech can be very effective if you know to keep your paper and to write automatically the words in English with the functional utility of it. That will give you the strength of specifying and indicating the correct part of the speech to be focused. And tremendously, you shall have to keep on write more words in English. Then alone, you can definitely get the confidence to speak in English. The first step of learning the functional grammar is to get your mind to be highly involved to know about the parts of speech and to make use of the papers like this to speak in English very well. Suppose you want me to tell in random about the tenses, present tense, past tense and future tense, so there. Okay, so let me just say about present tense. It is used for describing the natural actions, is it not? The habitual actions which happen in the current minute of speaking. Okay, so if I want to tell about this boy's activities in under the column of the good habits, Rom is a good boy. He gets up early in the morning. He brushes his teeth regularly and he does exercise regularly and he takes bath daily. He prays regularly and he goes to school. He cuts his nails regularly and he has the correct plan of taking his timely diet. He goes to the school regularly. Suppose you want to say it in present continuous tense. It tells about an action which is happening in the current moment of speaking. So the boy is going to the school. The teacher is teaching him the lesson. You can see teacher is teaching him the lesson. The main verb ends with an ing. The predecessor is the auxiliary verb is. So we are studying now. She is teaching now. I am speaking with you. You are all listening to me. So this is called to be the present continuous tense. And what about the present perfect tense? It tells about an action which has happened in the recent past along with an effect of an action. Of course, the present perfect tense tells about an action. What is the present perfect tense? I have kept my pencil on the table. See, you can see the clock is there. He has kept the clock at there because the clock is there. Is it not? So, I can make use of the particular sentence to be he has kept. Is it not? Before kept. This is a main verb. Before it, I make use of the particular auxiliary verb as. Because the present perfect tense tells about an action which has happened in the recent past along with an effect of an action. What is an effect of an action? Effect of an action is the clock is there. Is it not? When has he kept there? He has kept just before. Is it not? And you are supposed to make use of the picture like this to speak in English very effectively. He has been learning Hindi for these 6 months since January onwards. He has been learning Hindi. So you can see, view all the auxiliary verbs, whatever do I make use of. He gets up early in the morning. He is studying well. He has kept the wall clock at there. He has been learning Hindi for these 6 months from January onwards. Suppose if it would be the past tense. Because past tense yesterday was also there, is it not? How could we express our feelings to describe the events for yesterday? While yesterday was there, today is here, tomorrow also will be there. Is it not? So, how could you express your feelings about the same boy's action yesterday? The boy got up early in the morning yesterday. He brushed up his teeth yesterday. He did exercises regularly. He went to school. He also studied well yesterday. He did his homework very well. You can see how about the sensible focus of the correct term of the verb changed here according to the rules and regulations of the past tense view. Is it not? the boy got up early in the morning. He brushed his teeth yesterday. He went to the market yesterday. He studied well. And also he wrote his homework regularly. Is it not? I say in such a way. And how about the past continuous tense? He was studying at this time yesterday. And past perfect tense, past continuous tense tell about an action which was happening at this time of speaking yesterday. So far as the boy is concerned, the boy was studying at this time yesterday, I am telling. Masculine gender was should be the auxiliary verb. Studying is only the frame of your word, corresponding word that you put as the successor after the auxiliary verb. Is it not? Then what about the past perfect tense? It must tell about an action that had happened in the past along with an effect of the past action. I see, it's the same boy I want to tell. I know this boy is Ram and he was in Mumbai in 2019 and he was a very good boy. He studied well. Suddenly he had met with an accident and he had met with an accident. While he was in Mumbai, he had met with an accident. He had written a letter to me. I was so shocked to listen to such a news, and then I went to his spot. I also was there to carry him. Suppose I want to tell about the past perfect continuous tense. The boy had been admitted in the hospital during 2019 January and I was with him as a caretaker to protect him. Okay, so he had been admitted in the hospital. I say, if you want to make an alternative question, had he been admitted in the hospital? Were you in Mumbai? Was he at there? Was he studying at there? Like that, I just make use of my questions as alternative questions for the conversational view of the print to be sectioned here. Is it so? Then, how shall you make use of the tenses for future tense? Because the auxiliary verbs are much important. I already told you, auxiliary verbs alone determine the time of an event, whereas the main verb also disguise the focus of the timely auxiliary verbs in it already. Is it not? Thus, for present tense, do for present tense, did for past tense. Is it so? Will and would for the future tense. How can you make use of this will? Of course, I want to tell about this boy, the same boy Ram. Ram will study well and he will study in the school in Mumbai during 2024. Okay, he will go to market on tomorrow. He will be writing his examination at this time on tomorrow. So how do I make use of the future continuous tense? I tell about the boy's action, the writing examination. Is it not? Writing is only the main verb. What will he be writing? Examination. When shall he be writing? At this time. Tomorrow he will be writing his examination. So will be is only an auxiliary verb. Writing is the main verb. And I just give the focus of his some objective plan to write an examination as the predicate. Is it not? So this is only the future continuous tense. And how about the future perfect tense? The boy shall have finished his examination. Note down here, the boy, Ram, shall have finished his examination by this time tomorrow. I say here, by this time tomorrow. Is it not? So, if you want to raise a question as an alternative question, how will you ask? Shall he have finished his examination by this time tomorrow? And the proposed long action of an imaginative planned action in future can also be given in future perfect continuous tense. The boy shall have been settled in London during 2021. He shall have been settled in London after 2021 for his higher education, because his father shall have the proposal of joining in the IT sector in UK. So the boy shall have been settled at London. So you can make use of the sentences like this for your effective communication. And you can see there are too many words in English which are you supposed to predict in your mind as the neutral gender, and it is a noun, the lion, the cup. How can we call the animal on their babies in English? Always the pictorial presentation can be more effective once your children will start to have the map of it. Other than it, the theory can never be possibly focusing their attention to involve in any of the map. Even for poor children, the cartoon pictures can never be possible for their attention of their attitude. They can buy these pictures. The 5 rupees pictures can be more helpful in predicting the sensible emotions in them to write English so effectively. See, the lion. How about the child of it? Cup, tiger, cup, elephant, calf, cheetah, cup. See, polar bear, cup, hippopotamus, calf, monkey, calf, kangaroo, pup, okay, giraffe, calf, fox, cup, camel, calf. Is it not? And cow, calf. Like that, there are too many animals printed here, and you can also have the description of you beautifully in English to make your child to speak in English effectively. And this is a public place, If you really want to relate your correct conversational proceedings to your child so purposefully, buy this picture and ask the child to write down all the words in English for the bus stand. What can all he see in the bus stand? Okay, the people, bus, driver, conductor, vendors, okay, and what all can he listen to such a map of the register? First of all, he has to write, and he can spontaneously speak in English. Where do you stand? I stand in the bus stand. Of course, for which bus do you wait for? I wait for the bus to Tanjore. Have you arrived just now? Yes, I have arrived just now. For how long have you been waiting? I have been waiting here for half an hour. Okay, see, develop your conversation related to the sequence. Has driver come just now? No, he has gone to take tea. Okay, then how many people are these people related to you? No, I don't know these people, they are the strangers. For what purpose are you waiting here? I just want to go to my interview spot, for that I have been waiting here. Okay, then this is a railway station. Okay, about the railway station also you can speak in English, and about bank and library, market, post office, hospital, police station, theatre, zoo, park, airport. So these are all the words that come under the common noun, is it not? And the specific proper noun can also be attached with it by locating the very specific focus of your involvement to be added with the connected part of, that is Chennai airport. Like that, you can have your own informative presentations to be specified according to the recapitulative sensibility of your child's knowledge, and ask your child to speak in English effectively, because the conversation alone is very much important to functionally apply these tenses in English. These tenses can be very much effective if they know to alternatively make up their question. There are declarative sentences, alternative questions, interrogative questions, explanative answers, and exclamatory sentences in English. According to that, the children should have to be kindled with their proper involvement to speak in English. If they are very much aware to speak in English very well, if their conversational attitude to be very much sharpening to the point of every location. Because in railway station, how they can speak, at the bank, how they can speak, and library, what are all the words that come under the section of the register, and market, what are all the questions do they have to ask, at the post office, in which way can they exchange their questions, and in hospital, to whom do they speak, okay, because the corresponding words under the register is very much important. Doctor, patient, syringe, injection, medicines, everything is important. Compounder, like that, you just ask your child, first of all, to store more words according to the register that comes under a certain area to pinpoint an information or the informative word or the located word to be used under for locating the correct. So I just have given you ample examples to develop communicative skills, and the picture building images alone can impart their valuable presentations to sensibly kindle the enthusiasm of your child. So speak in English very well, and thanks for watching this session.